Some context invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professionalism. For today's items only, the investment I'm going to talk today will be Ethereum ETH. So it's my third posting as of today. With respect to recording time of 5:55 p.m. on the Eastern time, Ethereum currently trading $3,716, that's about 4.20% so far. With the overall crypto market, besides Solana, it seems like it's kind of hovering on the more of an upward stream because of the early surge that we saw this morning. But overall, I would say it's predominantly negative, with the leading effort coming from Ethereum. Seems like it's down about 4.20%, while Bitcoin down about 2.16%. Dogecoin and Cardano are both down about 2.5% respectively, while XRP is a little bit more severe as testing the level that we identified so far, the $105 mark, right? Which is technically the next logical support. And polkadot down about kind of flat, 0.58%. Algorand's down about 2.50% so far. On the media front, there isn't anything specific, but on the international side of the spectrum, we know that we are leaning to the morning time on the other side of the world right now, as China is already Monday, and also on the obviously on the eastern hemisphere of the world is already Monday morning. So I believe with respect to the overall technical analysis that have been performing so far, that the level of sustainability that we were kind of hovering on a sideways fashion earlier today, I would say the durations has been basically yesterday on Saturday noon Eastern time to basically around this time now. So it's approximately a little bit over 24 hours so far, like 36 hours so far, of just kind of battling or like sparring between the level of resistance that we have been struggling, right? And per Ethereum, this is the level that we've identified as the green line that withdraw on top, right? The 3,850. And that we have broken it, so that's why we're leaping down right now. And the reason we kind of testing is because this is the next logical support that we've had. Well, we know that that's not really a substantive level. The real substantive level is the 3,475, which will be the next imminent support level that we don't need to get down to, right? And on the media front, on driving Ethereum, there isn't anything specific. It seems like the China news side, and obviously the U.S. news side is still hibernating at the moment. Still the weekend, so there isn't anything specific. But this is more affectation directly coming from the technical supports, or the lack thereof supports that we have been seeing. Right. Also, on top of the fact that it confirms on the MACD and RSI perspective, we're forming a whaleback, and at the same time curvature downward, and we're still at the 60, right? Despite selling down a little bit by, I would say, about $200 so far, right? So with respect to the technicals on Ethereum specifically, the next level that's logical would be, again, right, we got to this earlier today, the 3,650. The next level will be 3,475, and then the next level, more substantive, would be 3,150, 2,700, 2,450 below from there, right? So that's Ethereum going to Bitcoin respectively. So Bitcoin, as you can see, we're forming a comparable whaleback, and we are still extremely overbought despite selling below the 60K. And that's not a good sign, because 60K was a strong psychological support and a substantive support, but we broke that because of the reversal. We know that we were screaming crazy overbought when we were hitting the 80 out of 70 mark, which, as you know, that's extremely out of space. That the next level technically will go down to will be the 56, and then hover on a sideways fashion for a little bit at the 55 as well. And then we have a huge crash down all the way to the 47. So this is a critical support that we have broken, and the next level that are technically non-supportive at all. The real more substantive level would be basically at the 47. So I think Bitcoin to see a little bit more sell-off would be quite imminent actually. So definitely don't be worried. It's something that is supposed to happen. This is something we've been talking about. I'm not a bear. It's just that the technical is translating this in front of us, and I've been speaking on just the charts. I don't really have any bias. I wish we were, again, right at the opposite side of the spectrum, with RSI like way depleted to like below 35, and we're forming a golden cross at the current level. That will leaping definitely all the way to the all-time highs, or even breaking to 100K if that was the setup. But we're at the opposite side of the spectrum. We have to be honest with ourselves, right? I cannot just like try to pump the market when the technicals are not logical telling so, right? You know what I'm trying to say? So, and I think this will be a healthy thing. Like a lot of my friends here on YouTube are saying, we need to deplete back to the anger and depression stage, right? For us to sustain a rally for next year, right? For us to hit 100K, you basically need to deplete, right? And then go through the whole cycle again to hopefully hit thrill, euphoria, blah, 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 and go up from there, right? So Dogecoin, with respect to the level right now, again, we are forming a death cross coming, and we're still at the 50 out of 70. So ideally going down to the 21, and then the 20 cents will be more logical. Cardano, same thing. We are doing basically something similar, and I think ideally hitting down to the 205. I think 210 will be the first level, right, which is, quite close, but 205 will be the next level. Technically, it's the bottom from there, right? Solana, we are struggling again, right? But Solana is a little bit more bullish in comparison to the other ones, right? Again, we are forming a curvature upward, and at the same time, we are at the 50 out of 70. So the surge is not going to be that prominent like we ideally would like to. I think ideally going to the 172 would be possible. We might even get to like below 195 or below 200 to be more specific, if there's some bullish momentum on the immediate affectation side. XRP is confirming basically what we said so far. I can't believe it's like coming true completely. And I'm not surprised. Again, right? We basically were trying to hover at the 105, which we did. And you could see the red candle. We basically test the 101, basically the level we identified. And I have not changed the chart. You could go back to the history. That 101 was the dip, right? But ideally, because of the fact that we're forming a death cross slowly at the 50 out of 70, I think ideally coming back down to the 101, despite some public investors struggling to buy back in right now, that ideally would be more at 101. And if we break the 101, 93 and 80 would be coming, definitely. Polkadot right now is basically struggling by the public investors holding on because of this green candle that formed. But again, we're still extreme overbought. We're forming a well-back curvature now, so a sell-off will be relatively sharp. And I think we will see some extreme bloodiness coming down to the 35. And ideally, at the bare minimum, the $25 level to Polkadot for me to even feel interested in buying. Algorand is forming a death cross slowly with the 51, 52 out of 70. So definitely be careful. I think ideally at the 165 and then the 150 would be better level dollar cost average at. So with respect to the market cycle, again, let's ignore all of this because it seems like the whales are trying to skip steps or try to convolute the message a little bit more for us. But we know, just on logical level, we need to deplete back to the ground level for us to go back and hopefully get that all-time rally. Again, to get to euphoria, that's how we get to all-time high, right? Because the monetary circulation needs to come back through, despite how unobvious it looks, right? And to do that, to make it obvious for us, is to dollar cost average at the logical risk management level. And these are the respective levels, right? I know that people say, oh, you should adjust the price levels. But again, this is the logical risk management level. These levels reflect when the RSI and the MACD depletes back to the golden cross, and with respect to below 35 on the RSI scale, right? So these are the logical level that I frankly have, I have patience. There's no rush for me to buy in at the moment right now. I mean, what is the rush, right? If you rush in, you'll probably lose more money, just because you feel like you're controlling something, but sometimes things are out of your control. So don't try to stress or try to, apply emotions when it doesn't logically make sense, right? There are a lot of macro and micro drivers that is out of our control. These exogenous factors needs to be massaged through, and to do this is to risk manage your profile by dollar cost averaging at the logical level, right? So hopefully this is helpful. It's my third posting. Sorry for being so repeating myself and probably annoying you guys, but I know that the sell-off is not like the most palatable. I get it. It's down about 5% for Ethereum. So I was like, dude, really? Like on this Sunday night when I'm trying to have a good time with my family, but I just want to make sure that you guys are okay. This is supposed to happen, right? So really appreciate you for dropping by again, and stay tuned for the cup. Take care. Bye.